It is an hour after dawn in Avignon, and the bells have not stopped in 8 days. You are Master Raymond. You are 50 years old, a physician trained at Montpellier, and you serve this city in the worst spring in the history of the world. The sickness came up the river in January. By Lent it was in every parish. You know, because you count, not funerals. You stopped counting funerals when the bells stopped meaning anything. You count patients, seen, treated, standing, gone. The numbers live in your register, in your careful hand, and the register does not lie, which makes it unique in this city. Today it says 41 souls under your care across 3 parishes. Your colleagues called the counting pointless. Most of your colleagues are no longer in Avignon. You trim your pen and open the shutters. You are a man of learning, and learning is what you have. It is not nothing. It is very nearly nothing. There is a costume the future will invent for this work. A leather mask with a great bird's beak stuffed with herbs, glass eyes, a wax coat, a wide hat. You have never seen it. No one alive has seen it. It will not exist for 270 years. What you put on this morning is wool, a dark robe, a hood, gloves of thin leather, and a sponge soaked in vinegar to hold beneath your nose in the worst rooms. Your face is bare. When you enter the houses of the dying, they see a man. You dress by drill, the way you examine by drill, because the drill is what holds when the mind wants to run. Montpellier taught you Galen, the 4 humours, the discipline of observation. Everything you know is wrong. It is also the best knowledge in the world, and you hold to it the way a drowning man holds to a plank, not because it floats well, but because it is what there is. The first house is in the rope maker's lane, and the door is already marked. You knock, name yourself, and step into the smell of vinegar and tallow. The weaver's wife has been sick 2 days. You examine as you were trained, the pulse, the tongue, the eyes, the skin, touching little, seeing everything, keeping your sponge close. The family watches you from the doorway the way sailors watch the sky. You speak quietly. You order the windows opened, the linen changed, broth, rest, prayer. None of it is a cure. All of it is treatment. Half of your art now is simply this: entering when everyone else has stopped entering. Being unafraid in front of them, or seeming so, which in a sick room is the same thing. You write her name in the register before you leave. She watches you do it. People have stopped being counted these weeks. Being counted is a kind of medicine too. In the cloth market they are burning green wood and juniper, and the smoke lies over the square like a second sky. This is done on the best authority. The masters of Paris have written it plainly. In the year 1345, Saturn, Jupiter and Mars stood together in Aquarius, and the corruption of the air followed as effect follows cause. Miasma, bad air. You believe it the way you believe most things now. Carefully. It is the finest explanation the finest minds of the age can produce, and you have watched it fail in house after house. Down the Rhone road this morning came the flagellants, 200 strong, whipping themselves bloody for the sins of the world. The crowd wept. You stood in a doorway and kept your sponge to your nose. You trust the smoke more than the stars, and the vinegar more than the smoke, and the mob least of all. Fear, you have decided. is also contagious. It may be the most contagious thing there is. At midday, the physicians of Avignon meet in the chapter house. Those who remain, 11 chairs, 5 men. 2 masters are dead. 4 have discovered urgent business in the countryside. You do not entirely blame them. You write their names in a different column. The Pope's own physician has stayed and says openly what you all think privately, that he remains, as he puts it, to avoid infamy, because a doctor who flees is finished, and a doctor who stays is probably finished too, and between the 2 deaths, a man may as well choose the one with his name intact. The fees are discussed frankly, because someone must. Plague pay is danger money, triple rate, offered by a city that knows exactly what it is buying, not cures, attendance, witnesses, men who will come when they are called. You take the pay. You would come anyway, you think. You are grateful the pay makes it unnecessary to find out. In the afternoon, you are called to the house of a cloth merchant on the Rue des Marchands. His daughter is 15. The signs are early, and you have seen early signs turn both ways. You do what 1348 can do. You order rest, a cooling diet, the fever watched through the night. You leave instructions and a preparation of herbs, and you tell the truth, gently, which Montpellier never taught and every sick room since has. The girl asks if she will die. You tell her that many recover, which is true, and that she is young and strong, which is true, and that you will return tomorrow, which is a promise. Then you open the register on her father's table and write her name, the date, and the word seen. Her father watches the ink dry as though it were a sacrament. In a city drowning in nameless dead, a name in a book is a hand held out. It is the one prescription you know that always works. You walk home the long way, through the quarter by the old gate, because a physician should see his city, and someone should. The shops are shuttered, not looted, shuttered, locked with care by people who believed they would come back. Grass is growing between the stones of the little market square. 8 weeks ago, you could not cross it at noon for the crowd. At the end of the street, a cart stands covered and waiting, and you do not look at it long, and you do not need to. This is what the numbers in your register look like when they leave the page. No screaming, no drama, just a city growing quiet, street by street, like a house where the family is going to bed early. The bells ring the hour. You stand in the empty square and understand that you will remember this silence for the rest of your life. However long this year a life turns out to be. At night, in your study, by one candle, you bring the register up to date. 41 becomes 43. 2 names receive their final marks, and you write them as carefully as the day you first entered them, because care is the point now. Care is the whole point. Then you wash your hands in vinegar, as you always do. Wrong theory, right instinct, 300 years before anyone will know why it helps. Understand what the future will make of you, It will give you a beak and a costume and make you a carnival mask, a monster for children. It will forget that in the year of the great dying, the plague doctor was a man with a bare face and a book of names, who came when he was called. 3 centuries from now they will wear the beak and be no wiser than you. 2 centuries after that, they will finally see the enemy in a lens and win. You will not see it. You go anyway. Tomorrow, after the bells,